Hi there, I'm going to show you today how to make almond cookies. I got this recipe from a dear elderly woman about 25 years ago. I would go down to the senior center and do some volunteer work, and she hand wrote this recipe for me. It's really delicious and it's very dear to my heart. I hope you'll enjoy this. These are all the ingredients that you're going to need to make these almond cookies. Everything you need is here, and I'm going to go through all the steps and show you exactly how it's done. And in the description, you'll see the recipe and instructions as well. This is the handwritten recipe that this sweet lady named Rosa wrote for me. I've had it all these years and I cherish it. The very first step is getting fresh almonds and grinding them up in your food processor. You can chop them, but they need to be chopped fine. I find that the food processor is much quicker and easier. Okay, this is how you want the almonds, finely chopped or finely processed. Just about like this. The very first step is measuring all your ingredients out and having them right next to where you're going to need them. So right here in this little dish is the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Then we have the butter here, which is a cup of butter. We have the sugar in the back, and in this container is the almond extract. So the first thing we're going to do is add the butter. It's a cup of butter. And we're going to add the sugar and blend those two together. Then we're going to add the almond extract, blend that, and then add all the dry ingredients after that. Here's all the dry ingredients. We're going to blend in all the flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And once that's blended, then you will add the almonds, the chopped almonds. This is the very last step. Here's the almonds going in. It's 3/4 of a cup. And you're going to blend that. The one thing that's really nice about this recipe is it's very simple and very fast. It's not complicated and it goes really fast. This is what the batter looks like, the cookie batter. And right now I'm going to go ahead and drop them on the cookie sheet. They're drop cookies. During the time you're preparing the cookie dough, you want to preheat your oven to 300 degrees. These cookies are only going to bake, well, they're going to bake a little longer than normal cookies, from 22 to 24 minutes. But what I always say is you have to go by how your oven works. You might want to start at a lower time. Instead of, say, 24, you might want to go with 20. Many years ago when I first started baking, I used to burn the first batch of cookies I made, and I learned through time to start maybe at a lower temp or a lesser time. But these are cooking at 300 degrees. So right now, we're just going to use the spoons, and we're going to just drop the cookies like this. They're just drop cookies. You don't have to roll them. You don't have to mold them. You just kind of drop them on the sheet like this. And always cookies should be probably about 2 inches apart. And you can see by looking that the almonds have been ground really nice. There's not big chunks, they're real fine, and that's exactly what the recipe calls for. So after this, we're going to put it in the oven at 300 degrees, and I'm actually going to go with 20 minutes because sometimes cookies bake a little quicker in my oven depending on what kind they are. Okay, these are the cookies ready to go into the oven, and I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes just to be safe. These are a softer cookie, so softer cookies usually bake quicker. So I'm going to put it in on the middle rack. I always use the middle rack. So that's going to go in now for about 20 minutes. Okay, these cookies are golden brown, how they're supposed to be. That's how you know they're finished. And it took 22 minutes for these cookies to bake. The next batch might take quicker because it's a much hotter oven, but we'll just have to see. I'm going to take these out of the oven and let them cool about 10 minutes. So I turned one of the cookies over so you could see how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be cooked on the bottom, and they are golden brown. This is how you want them to look. Okay, these are the finished almond cookies. I'm going to take a bite and taste it and see how it turned out. Okay, I'm going to taste it. Very buttery, sweet, tasty, not too sweet, really good. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.